So I'm currently in my final semester of college. Finally. I'm officially burnt out from school, and I'm ready to take on the next challenge, so I can get burnt out from making YouTube videos, later explaining it to everyone and taking a break for my personal well-being. But back to school, I remember being a senior in high school, maybe even before becoming a senior. I like to imagine how great it would be when I went to college. Now, I'm not talking about college parties or sororities and fraternities, or attending school games, because if we learned anything from my videos, I literally do nothing that involves social interaction with large groups of people. What I'm talking about are classes, specifically getting to choose your classes with the professor and time of your choice. To high school me, it sounded great, but now I look back at it and I wish I could tell her, trust me, it isn't as glamorous as you think. On the outside, it is really good. For people who work while going to school, it allows them to be more flexible with the classes you need to take. However, I don't think it clicked in my mind that many colleges and universities only offer so many of a certain class. Let's take a writing class for example, and I'll name it English 230. A required class to graduate, but it's also a prerequisite for other courses down the line. They only offer 3 times for the class, Monday and Wednesday at 11, but you already have a lecture that time. Monday and Wednesday again, but at 6 p.m., but the class is full. Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m., but you have work. So at this point, you're just effed and have to push off taking that class, or crash the full class hoping somebody drops it. Not sure if other schools did this, but mine offered certain classes that were only available during specific semesters, which was a whole nother struggle. Speaking about classes being full though, any other college students out there may be able to relate because registering for classes feels just like the Hunger Games, unless you were given priority registration. You're basically fighting with other students, hoping to get the single class you need to move on. The only other thing I can relate it to was trying to get concert tickets. You know, just sitting there, counting down the seconds. As soon as it's time, you hop on, get all your information in, just to find out the tickets were sold out in under a minute. Or in this case, the class and waitlist were filled. It seems like common sense, but I don't know why high school me thought there would be an infinite amount of times and classes for me to choose from. A huge pet peeve of mine for picking classes is when only one professor is offered for a course. Don't lose hope yet, so you look on Rate My Professors and find out that they were scored a 2 out of 5. That I would say is the worst feeling, because not only do you have to take the course to graduate, but this is the only professor teaching this class, and he or she is a tough grader where participation counts, with lots of reading and assignments, and has a 5.0 difficulty rating. Well, flub. But you take it anyways, otherwise you'll be in the percentage of students who drops their school's rank in whatever they rank schools based off of. I kind of miss having my schedule chosen for me, that way I knew exactly what classes I needed to take in order to graduate. And I didn't have to worry about finding times that were both convenient and didn't overlap my other courses. But the grass always seems greener on the other side. The best part about choosing classes is probably being able to choose a start and end time. If you don't want to be at school till 11, then you have the power to control that. Granted, it will narrow your options, but if that's what you want, then so be it. I guess my words of advice coming from your senpai, or if you already understand the struggle coming from a peer, I would say find out what it takes to be on that priority registration list. It's probably tricky. The hierarchy usually is graduating seniors along with scholarship winners and smarty pantses on top. House rules qualifiers, such as taking a class on a certain campus, get you priority registrations, and then the rest, where most of us sit. If that sounds familiar, I would do all your research before your registration date. Find your times, classes, professors, and have them all saved so you're not searching for them in GoTag. Also, be prepared to have a backup plan, because I'm not joking when I say those classes fill up fast. Concert tickets, remember? But I'm glad I'm finished with that and don't have to go through that anymore, because class registration is draining on a whole nother level.